Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition and this is Flint Steel! Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of Flint Steel, the Garblag Games Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay show. I'm Pete the Games Master, and in a moment we'll go round and the guys will tell you who they are, who they're playing, and what they've spent their experience on. Roger might mention that he's not satisfied with the amount of experience points I've dished out, but anyway. But before we do, shut up Roger. But before we do, don't forget to go and check us out on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We have a Discord as well, where there's a link below, where our patrons can come and talk to the cast of the show. But there's general idle role-playing, wargaming, prattle going on there, so come over and have a chat with us. We also have our Patreon, the lovely patrons who support us. We have 12 currently, are responsible for all the new gear that we have in the studio, all the new microphones, the new artwork that we've been able to purchase from artists. So thank you very much to everyone who does support us. Please do consider checking it out. There's loads of free stuff anyway, so if you just want to go over there and get some free maps, some free D&D character classes and some other things, then go and check it out. There's a link below. I don't think there's any other things to announce, so without further ado, we shall start on my left.
That's me! So I'm Simon, I'm playing Alvin. I spend my XP on strength bonus. The only reason I did that was because I didn't get very much, so I just thought, why not? And I'm very pleased because I had Flamey Shield in the last episode, and this episode we're going to do Stabby Death. So all good.
Cool. Good. It's going to be fun. Simon's had a lot of coffee.
I've had very little sleep and mucho coffee.
Yeah.
Which is similar. I'm Kevin, I'm playing Sigbert, who is a warrior priest novitiate. I spent all my experience on toughness because I need to spend it on toughness so I can level up later, go to a new career thing.
And toughness is handy for getting punched by Fimmy.
Yeah. I got prayers. Please don't! It says Sigmar.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Bagric Rolfson, the Dwarf Guard, and I haven't spent any XP.
Why not?
Because I haven't got enough to do anything.
Oh dear.
And I'm Lawrence. I'm playing Torvald Rolfson, the Dwarven Scout. I also haven't spent any XP, but that's because I'm waiting to spend it on a specific use, so I can wait till next time.
Okay. I should point out that I still haven't updated your nameplates on the screen. I apologise. I now remember to do that. I will do that next time.
Who is Bill? What?
Yeah. We also have our copy of the 4th edition rulebook. Hey. We did a little video, well, very short, little look at it on our Facebook page, so you can go and have a look at that. We're thinking about doing a comparison video between 4th, 2nd, and maybe Zweihander as well, just to get all the grim and perilous stuff together. But yes, so we have the rulebook. I'm very happy. I don't have to stare at a PDF anymore, so I can actually look things up, which is cool. Anyway, last time on Flint and Steel, I can't believe... What did we... Oh, it was called Fimir! Exclamation mark. The group of brave adventurers were heading out into the Griswold Forest, escorting a caravan with Ferdinand, Harold and Gertrude off towards Griswold itself. But you guys were going to take a detour on the way to a nearby village where the Sansevino family are holed up with some hostages, one of which you're more interested than the others, but you want to let them all loose. It's Gunter Seuss, the old halfling companion of yours. So you set out on the road. Something's tapping. Anyway, it's dark, it's raining, it's cloudy, and you guys have been...
I think it's my chair creaking.
Oh, sorry. And then there was a fog, a mist creeping in, like a strange supernatural mist that seemed to be moving it away Torvald saw that was not natural. So you were on high alert, and as you kind of got your wagons into
we did a
little,
mini blazing saddles.
yes, into a little
Followed by a mini blazing shield.
yeah.
Yep, careful. And you got yourself in a defensive position, and 4 Fimir appeared from the woods and attacked. And while you were fighting them, 2 Fimir appeared behind the wagons and seemed to run off with something.
Yep.
And the mist has kind of gathered around you. You're kind of encircled, and you'd kind of put a lamp up and a lantern and a torch sort of out to kind of fend it off. And these creatures have kind of, some of them you killed, some of them slain on the floor, blood pouring out, but most of them sort of got away, ran away. Even
One
if
of
you
them
had beat the
is
crap
still
out of them.
on fire.
Stumbling off into the woods. Yes, who you can
Ablaze.
kind of see
Yeah.
from where you are. But there is screaming from behind, and Torvald, you turn to see, you were sort of positioned up on the caravan.
Yep.
That Gertrude and Harald are standing there, and they are. Harold is like clutching Gertrude and patting her shoulders, and you can see tears on his face, and he looks up at you and he says, "They took Ferdinand." Ferdinand is the halfling that was one of the caravan drivers that you were
Thank
with.
God, I thought it was their cat.
Well, we had tied all the children down.
It's a great name for a
Yeah,
cat.
yeah, absolutely. What you'd thought originally was some sort of bundle of goods was actually the halfling hiding in the back of the wagon. And one of the Fimir has got a hold of him and taken him off into the trees. You can see off that way there is mist thick between the trees, the dark trunks sort of standing lone sentinels. You can't really make out any brush or anything. It's it's so thick on the ground. It looks dangerous. It looks foreboding. It looks, as I said, unnatural, and you think probably magical in some way. So you guys are kind of standing there.
Can I just clarify at this point? Would Ferdinand count as being a party member?
Your new patron has entrusted you with guiding these 3 people to Grissom,
So
to
can
the safe
I
point.
point out that our short-term goal is hunting down the abductor of a party member? And if Ferdinand is a party member,
Then that would fulfill.
then that
Possibly.
would mean...
Well, we can't leave him to the bloody Fimir.
I say we follow the one on fire.
It is you think it's actually that one's going in a slightly different direction from the others.
Can I ask the people who were nearby, did they seek him out specifically? Did they know he was there?
They were just rummaging around in their wagon, and there was a scream, and then they latched onto him and took him. They were just chancing, I think. They were just going for anything, but they found someone.
Well, let's get after the buggers.
That's what they do. They steal people. They take them off into the woods.
Okay.
Disgusting creatures. Foul, vile creatures.
I'm going to pick up my crossbow
Whoa.
and sling it over my... Well, it was on the wagon, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So I'm
you got
literally
them all.
just picking it up and slinging it.
I'm surprised you know what it's called.
And a dwarf wouldn't know what a crossbow is called.
Pete, can I ask for clarification? So, you know
Sure.
the way I can pray to get advantage
Yep.
up to 5 times?
Yep.
How long does that last?
It lasts as long as you keep the advantage.
But is it round by round?
Yeah, so each
you
round...
can only do it once you're in combat.
No.
I can't,
So
like,
if
pray
you knew
before.
combat was about to begin,
Yeah.
you could be like, I'll start praying and I'll pray until we get to the combat starts, and then I'll whack someone.
But I can't like pray now the once and see how it goes and
No.
then keep it.
No.
So then when do I can only start once I know it's about to start. But
Yeah, so if
before
it's like,
initiative.
if I start like, it's all getting dodgy and dangerous, and
I
you're
can
like,
pray.
I'm going to start praying.
Yeah, but
you can just
I'm
pray
asking
for a
because
while.
obviously it's not just one round.
Or if when
because-
we get there, instead of us just rushing straight in and hacking everyone to pieces, we could basically go give you a minute to...
Shall we remember that Simon
You
said
need to
that
bless yourself for
right now? Let's take a timestamp. Simon said, when we get there, rather than all rushing in and hacking people to death, to take a moment.
and then cut in the video immediately
Yeah,
to Simon
Simon
jumping
going, "Ah!"
with his spear and going, "Stop me, Dad!"
Yeah.
Okay.
Say hello to Stabby Death! Okay. Anyway, cool. Right,
Please
so
be mad. I won't be mad. I'll be
the
impressed.
Heartwind says to you, that's no place for these people.
Yeah.
I will stay here and look after them and the
Yeah.
wagons.
Yeah.
And he kind of has his bow
Yeah.
and he's kind of training it around.
Right. Well, let's go get him then.
Pick up the crossbows, obviously, that I've got. Sling mine.
Mm-hmm.
Offer these
I
two
shall-
back to
I
the
shall-
two that own them.
I shall hold the crossbow and load it, and carry it until you need it.
I'll do the same, because I no longer can use a crossbow, though I own one.
Was mine still loaded? I don't know. If not, I'm going to reload
No,
it.
I think you.
I only
can
fired
use a
2
bow
shots.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
use
I
bow.
couldn't use a bow before.
No.
All right.
I can use a bow now.
Yeah. But
It's
awkward.
some strange
but that's
things
okay.
happen.
Blech.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be able to use a gun.
You should steal that
And then
one
I'll
from us
have
now.
completely forgotten about the fact that crossbows or bows existed.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll all be...
Well,
don't
ignore
think-
it. Hang on.
Let me spend the next 3 hours reloading.
Hang on.
That's why you have like 10 pistols.
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how many guns you can fit on an orc war boss, right? And I'm having that many guns.
Oh god. Don't say orc.
Depending on how much glue you have.
Yeah. You'll get jumped.
Right, well, yeah. Go after them.
Okay, right, so you guys start heading into the woods. Are you going to try and do this in any way stealthily? Or are you
Is
just...
it quite dense wood? Is it quite dense wood?
So
We're mostly wearing
as
full
you kind of break into
Plate
the
armoured
trees,
dwarves not known for their stealth abilities.
this is true, but you can still try. So
No.
as you go out, you do feel more than see that there is like dense foliage down low.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not too thick as each plant itself.
Yeah.
So it's fairly sort of
I'm
frondy.
assuming the Vermeer have made tracks.
Yeah, and there are gaps in it, but the mist has kind of filled in, so you're
Yeah.
finding it hard to see exactly where they've stepped, but you know where they've gone.
I shall not take my horse then.
The trees are very
Yeah,
close together
that's
here.
fine.
It's not really
That was
horse
my
terrain.
Well, you could, but it'd be a terrible idea.
Yeah. Torvald, as you're going, you're sort of like, oh shit, this is quite difficult for like angles of fire. You know, people can pop up on people quite easily from behind these big, thick trees.
And I'm guessing it's going to be quite easy to get lost coming back to the road.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
I shall put my shield out on the ground.
Your shield's like gone out. The oil on it will have burnt through, slightly damaging the sheen on the front of your
Magical
shield. But your magical shield. No, your shield's fine.
My shield absolutely fine.
Yeah, just be careful it doesn't drip on your shoes.
Hey, it's okay. It's not like a big problem.
You don't have magic toe caps.
I don't have magical toe caps now.
Okay, so you head out through the trees and you can see, veering off to the left, a flaming creature. And after a while, the fire goes out. You see it kind of slump to the floor, and then you hear sort of rolling noise, basically, as it kind of tries to put itself out. And then you can kind of hear it grunting as it kind of gets up and moves off.
Yeah. Is it when it's doing its grunting? Is it a grunting noise, or is it as if it's a Vermeer that's saying something?
No, it's a grunting noise.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a grunting noise. Like due to physical effort, because he's hurt and he's on fire and stuff. He's rolling around on the floor. So you are making your way through the trees. Everyone make. Oh, hang on, I need a couch sheet. It's alright. Everyone make perception rolls.
Yes. Unless it's minus outrageous.
There is a mist around you. I may have mentioned it, and it's dark here under the canopy of the trees, so it's at -10.
Yeah, smashed it.
Smashed it.
Well, I rolled a 6.
That's very good. How many success levels did you get?
48 minus 10, 38. So 3.
If I don't have the skill now, it's not.
You can
half
still
like it used to
roll
be.
on the main
But
stat.
it's not. Is it half like it used to be? No, so it's
I think
just
there's something to do with
the intelligence roll.
criticals.
Then it's just a straight intelligence
Yeah.
roll. Yeah, then I passed.
in initiative. Aye.
Oh yeah, well then I passed. Yeah, my initiative is better, so it's good.
Okay. How many success levels did you get?
Just passed.
Okay.
I failed because
Failed.
it was a minus 10%.
Okay.
I can also see in the
3
dark,
success
which probably
levels.
helps.
3,
Just passed.
just passed. Okay, so you guys are sort of walking through the trees. You sense that Alvin is kind of slightly off course at one point, Torvald, and you sort of steer him back in the right direction. It's really getting very misty here, and these you're suddenly like blocked from view of each other, and you kind of step around, and you're walking around over roots. There's like little rises, little dips, little dells, and things. This thick mist is kind of coming up almost to your waist. You know, and you're like, what? And the dwarfs up to their beards.
Their ankles, sure.
I know we're young dwarfs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You might have some like residual mist. Just hang around for days in your beard, just occasionally
Residual.
wisping away.
Residual
that
mist.
happens.
I like it. Yeah. Oh, every morning. There's dew upon the beard. The dwarves, you notice, probably also to do with your experience with structures, with stonework, with buildings and construction, that some of the weird shapes in the mist look like they are perhaps buildings, ruins. There's like structures, fallen down bricks. You kind of stump your foot against something, and it's like there's a cut rock. It's been made. It's been masoned. It's for a building, but it seems to be odd and sparse, and clearly old. There's overgrown. There's plants. There's moss all over them. There's trees growing up between them. So it's clear this has been a long time since.
Yeah, a long, long time.
A
And
long,
if
long
its trees
time.
have grown.
Yeah, a long, long time. So you guys are walking through.
From the masonry,
You don't get lost.
I'm assuming it's human.
You know which way you're going, and you kind of see the dwarfs looking across at these kind of structures. You're like focused on where you're going, but occasionally not sure where you're going.
I'm assuming human construction with my knowledge of
Yeah,
masonry.
it looks human construction. Yes.
Probably an abandoned village.
You know of these kind of sites around, dotted across the empire. Occasionally a whole village will be murdered by beastmen in their sleep, and then no one will go
Such
back.
nonchalance.
Yeah. Or
No,
by Fimir
occasionally.
in their sleep, and no one will go back because it's seen as a cursed area, and therefore nature, they don't even touch it. Nature reclaims it. Only the larger structures retain any kind of semblance of what they were before, because they kind of keep things out a bit more. But these are obviously little old hovels, little huts, little homes. Some you can see now wooden beams in there as well, partially rotted. It seems to be fairly well constructed, whatever it was. I mean, it's withstood the test of time
Well,
for a
it's
while.
stone.
Do I
So
see
that's
this
pretty-
now?
Stood the wood as well. It
Oh,
seems to be
okay.
well
I know they
treated.
saw it as they were-
Yeah, now that you kind of notice. Hang on, that bit over there, that looks like a stone with a wooden
Can I say a
planking
little
and
prayer
things.
to those who would have been here before? If it's a human,
You can. You stop briefly and
The boogers are probably hauled up in one of the bigger buildings.
I shall check the wagon tracks to see whether or not they are all of a standardised size, and try and age the village by the width of the cartwheels.
there are no wagon tracks.
I don't know.
They'd have gone long ago.
I won't do that then.
It's all been grown over, so the whole ground is. You can, however, make an outdoor survival roll if anyone wants to examine the area. Now that you've noticed something's weird.
Could I do it based on the masonry?
Yeah, but it will only tell you about that.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
how long it's likely to
Sure.
have been ruined.
I appear to have passed. Oh, this is very impressive since I had to get less than 32.
Cool.
I'm busy praying.
Okay.
I forgot my dex is outrageous now. 3 success levels.
Okay. How many success levels did you get, Alvin? On your outdoor survival? Okay.
Because it's intelligence, isn't it?
Yep.
4 levels.
On.
Outdoor survival.
Okay, cool.
And I've got seasoned traveller as well, although I can't quite remember.
Well,
if
that's
that
to do
helps.
with knowledges.
That's knowledge.
Yeah. So, Alvin, you do in fact find an area of ground that you believe used not because of wagon tracks, but you find cobblestones that have been knocked loose by roots and plants, and you think that maybe a long time ago there was a road, like a path, a road, a small road from the road you were on to this way, potentially. Torvald, you find the well, not grave, but the remains of various people. They look like they've been. It's all skeletal and falling apart and rotten and everything. There's no flesh on them. They're just like they're rags and everything. But when parts of bodies are like separate, you can tell. And it clearly these people have been sort of butchered in different places, and you can see now nature has kind of grown over them as well. So they've got mossy bones and remains and things.
Quite a long time. Whatever happened.
It seems to be quite a while ago that whatever was here happened, and it's been grown over.
The forest has reclaimed it far faster than it should have done.
Maybe something slightly unnatural about that. You get the feeling that it's maybe a bit faster than it should. You don't know. Right, Bagric, what were you doing? Looking at the
masonry to see how long I think it's been ruined.
You think probably a few decades. Yeah, maybe 20 years. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah, you're not sure.
If I'm, say, praying to Sigmar, can I make some sort of roll to be like, do I have any sense of it being...
Like an intuition roll. Make an intuition.
Probably not.
Or a pray roll. One of the two. If you want guidance or if you want to just sense it from the world around you.
I'll pray for guidance.
Okay.
That's 1 degree success. Because my pray is ridiculous.
So you make the right words, you do the right gestures, you sit, you think, you find, one of these hovels, you sort of, the last, not last rites, but that kind of thing that you're trying to say over them. As you do, there's like a strange, twitch, almost like in your neck, and you turn your head, and you see in the trunk of the tree that there's a strange, something stuck into it, or that's been grown over in the trunk. Like there's something that's been buried in a younger tree that the trunk has grown around.
Torvald,
the bark has grown around.
Come look at this.
Okay, I'll head over.
Okay.
And see if I can.
I figure he's the scout.
What it is, and possibly if it's possible to actually get this.
Yeah, I'll follow them, but keep an eye out.
At first, you can't see it. You're kind of like, it's a tree. And then you're like, no, look.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of come over and you're like, you're going to have to hack a part of the tree out. So you kind of get your...
I'm a dwarf. I have an axe.
Yep.
This is a multi-purpose tool.
Chopping down trees.
Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So you whack a couple of precision chops into the tree, and a little slice comes out, and in it is an arrowhead that's obviously been buried into the tree a long time ago, and the tree has just kept growing. This thing looks orcish in nature.
This isn't well made.
Was it manling?
Far worse.
Elves?
This is green screen, brother. Take a look. You should recognise them.
Oh, bloody Groby. Let's throw it on the ground.
Yeah, looks like maybe some
Orcs to this.
Some horde raid, goblin orc raid in the area. It sort of goes on every now and then from the mountains into this area of the Reichland. You being so far south compared to the Chaos Wastes, it's more likely that you have sort of Fimir, Beastmen, Orcs, that kind of thing, rather than Chaos Warriors or that kind of stuff. So, yes, you can tell that maybe that the devastation here was caused by an orc raid. And you know, Alvin is sort of progressing forward slowly, slowly but confidently. He's like picking stuff up off the floor and looking at it and like going, it seems to be in this direction.
Well, villages are often built in a similar kind of way, aren't they? Structure of a village is
Generally along a road.
Yeah.
Linear, one might describe the settlement.
Yes.
A linear settlement, indeed. Yeah. Well, as you're saying this and you're moving up, you see, sort of appearing out of the mist, a larger structure. Something that you think probably used to have 2 levels and a roof, but that has kind of crumbled in. But you can see stone walls, a very strong stone structure, and it seems to be sitting to one side of this. In your mind now, you've got this kind of imaginary path going up through this village, and you think that's kind of sitting to one side of the road, and you can see as you sort of step, it's quite a way off, but you can see now that it has a couple of windows on the outside, large double doors between 2 large stone fronts of the building with an archway. It looks like some sort of coaching house, some sort of tavern.
Are the doors still there?
One of the doors is sort of standing with many holes in it. The other you can't see. There's like 2 massive double doors.
Okay. I shall suggest loudly, we should go and have a look at that.
You shout that across the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Door's that big, it's probably for horses.
And then I'm going to wander. Dong, dong, dong.
Okay.
I will... We should go with him.
Make a perception roll. Okay. At flat this time, not -10.
Hey, 26 is good for me.
Okay. As you approach, you think that the mist is slightly thinner around that building. Okay. From what you can see. Alvin seems to be walking up through.
Yeah,
You've kind of finished your prayer. You guys have checked out some of the buildings. As you go, you can see a few more of these, and you think to one side, oh, hang on, that tree is kind of growing around some old sort of monument to something, like a little statue or something. So it looks like you're kind of in some sort of village square that's overgrown, maybe. You're not sure. And as you kind of approach this larger building, you can hear a noise from inside it, a kind of scratching, scraping, grunting noise. Faint, but you can hear it nonetheless because it's funny enough, it's quite quiet around here.
Does the grunting sound like Famir?
It sounds familiar. Sorry.
Right.
It does sound a bit like the when the guy rolled around on the floor.
We heard the Famir speak, didn't we? When
yes, they had some sort of strange dark tongue that you are unfamiliar with.
That's okay, because I have the mimic skill, which means I can attempt to flash an initiative.
Yes! You can! This is fantastic. Right, hang on. I have a book.
What did you just call his mother?
Yeah.
And he
Right.
screams some
This
random
is an
familiar word.
entertainment.
My mother was a saint!
You may. Oh, it says you may replicate accents and dialects. So we'll let you off.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you're some weirdo who's just like trying this out. I'm going to give you a -10
Okay.
because
Because it's
like
a different language.
because it's a different language. It's a different vocal chords
Okay.
and everything.
I'm going to. You can't reverse the numbers, can you?
No.
No, only if you have something that says you can flip.
Okay, I'm going to fortune point that.
Okay, fortune point. Here we go.
81 is just not good enough. 17. That's that.
That'll do
Oh,
it.
sorry. Oh,
No,
47. I thought it was 47.
Cheating again.
No, I'm not cheating.
So he just walks up and goes,
It's initiative.
Yeah.
It's initiative.
Yeah.
So my initiative is
And you may attempt this once per day.
43. So my initiative is
Oh.
43.
Once passed, you may always mimic the accent.
Wow! He passed!
You pass.
He passed by like 2
Okay.
points.
So So you heard one of the mimics,
Yeah.
one of the Fimirs, shout
Just
something.
call me Chewbacca.
Shout something before they left.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I shall say it because that's the only thing I know.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I
that's
shall-
the only
I
thing
shall
you can say.
I shall say it not loudly. I shall say it kind of like
You're just going to keep saying it.
no, just once.
Everybody leave.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
But I say it
Okay.
as it because I know if I think
Do
someone's
it.
in there.
Okay. Cool. So you all hear Alvin do a strangely accurate impersonation of the Fimir going, but quietly.
Yeah, the Kazaleed coming out of Bagrick's mouth looking at Torvald is along the lines of translated, what the fuck?
Manling.
Are you writing that down?
Yeah, because I can basically say that
Mimic
phrase.
Fimir.
Yeah. You don't know what it means.
No, I don't need to.
What I'll do is we'll capture that bit of video and you can learn that and then you can do
Please
that.
do. Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be amazing. Okay.
Some episode, like 2 series later, they'll be Famir, and he'll just go. You'll be like, oh,
It's just going to play it on his
Yeah, but the
on your
Fimir will
phone.
probably be like,
You have a little thing, pull cord.
Yeah, just like that. That's brilliant.
why is he saying my name is Jeff?
because that's what he shouted.
Jeff, your shoe's untied. Okay, so you're approaching this abandoned tavern, which may or may not be available on the Patreon. I'm going to switch to.
It's a battle map. I think we're on the wrong side. I'm guessing we need to be over here.
Right. This is the battle mat, and I have a rotating camera. Excellent. Try not to jog the tables too much, guys, because it's touching.
Right,
the
so
surface.
Can't
You're the
promise that
scout,
I'll
so you
try,
get a cloak.
but I'll try to try.
Yeah. No, I'm not expecting like. Okay, so hopefully you can see everyone still. This is the abandoned tavern, which pretend you can't see inside the rooms, guys. Is
What's in that room? No.
is available on the Patreon for our patrons
Right.
as a downloadable image. And if we get to 20 patrons, we'll be doing a monthly mini module, and the first one will be this. This is also a map that I used at Games Fest weekend just gone to run Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition for some people at the convention. Some people who'd never played before, some people who hadn't played Wooferup in like 20 years. So it's a lot of fun. Right, so what you can see is, Roger, if you could point towards the doors for me. There you go. Right, that is the front of the building. We have over here, we have a wooden, this is all stone here, and through here, this is all stone down here.
Okay.
And what you can see is the front of the building and the doors. This collapsed door is slightly covered in mist. You couldn't see it before from your vantage point, but as you're approaching, you can see now that one of the doors is lying on the floor. The wood is looking fairly rotted. It's been years since anyone's been here, but you can actually see now remnants of the road that you'd found leading into the tavern. You're probably, say, 20 yards away, 30 yards away. You can kind of see the down here, down this side, round the corner. Yeah, you can see it's kind of stone construction all the way around, fairly sturdy, fairly strong. It's no surprise that this building has stayed fairly intact, although you can tell it used to have an upper floor. That looks like it's collapsed, burnt, been torn away. Maybe local people have pulled it down for resources. Whatever. There's just this ground floor of this old tavern, and you can hear some noises from within. So what do you want to do? Do you want to hang back, approach, circle round? You can go through the trees all the way round it if you want to, or you can go up to the front door. It's up to you.
Do I hear any change to the sound inside?
Make a perception roll.
You said your phrase.
No.
No change.
That actually likes rolling that quite a lot.
Right.
That 80.
Do you want to change the bit?
No.
I cautiously walk towards the front door.
I mean, statistically, it's probably going to
You
change.
want to have a look inside.
Are you going to try and stealth your way up to the front door? Well, when you say you're going to cautiously, I'll say make a stealth roll.
As in shield high.
Yeah, but you're also going slowly and carefully,
Alright.
aren't you? So you may accidentally stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did accidentally stealth.
As Bagrick is going up towards the entrance, can I
I'm assuming I
like
get some kind of
start
penalty for doing that in heavy
prayer
armor.
of protect? Like, as in, I'm not gonna go
Can
now.
you like
but
bless people?
yeah, a blessing. I was gonna say, can I start a blessing and protection, but not actually
Yeah,
go
sure.
until I see something that's.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Like,
You can do like the long
starting the
form,
incantation.
you know, the
Yeah.
in chapel version, which
kind
is
of,
loads of old.
What kind of penalty do I get for stealthing in full plate?
That is a very good question.
I think it's just you can't.
Pete just keeps flinging Reese's
Well, it
pieces at
used
you
to be
while
like
you roll.
-10, but I don't know.
-10.
-10 stealth.
Cool.
Plate
That's actually
leggings.
not bad.
In which case, then I
and
pass
a
by
helmet.
2 levels.
Yay!
What I should let you know is that a helmet gives you a -20% to perception.
Really?
Yes.
And also gives me a minus
Because you're
quite a
covering
lot
your
to
ears
looking
and
like
you're
a Sigma
blocking
rat.
off part of your peripheral vision. An open helm is only -10%.
Okay.
And that counts as partial armour.
What kind of picture do I have? What kind of helmet do I have?
That's an open helm.
I've got an open helm.
So what's the difference between an open helmet?
An open helm is partial.
Which means...
It does not cover the entire hit location. An opponent that rolls an even number to hit or rolls a critical hit ignores the partial armour's AP.
Okay.
Whereas the full helmet has impenetrable, which means all critical wounds caused by an odd number are ignored.
But you still have a male coif on, or not in this?
Male coif.
No,
yes.
but I mean you would still
Yes,
have
you would.
the open face helmet.
Yes, you would. And that says that gives you -10% perception.
So that means would.
So if
That
you have a
seems a bit
coif
harsh.
and you have a helmet on,
Then you can't hear anything.
no, -30.
Oh, right,
That's
so
why.
it's full -30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on, that means you can't even see.
No, actually, but actually,
That
that's
doesn't make
really...
any sense for looking for
No,
something.
no,
no,
you can-
that's actually really good.
can see,
because
but you're
essentially
like,
that means a scout is actually really good. Because if you're actually scouting,
We'll go with it.
You know.
We'll go with it.
I'm
Let's
assuming
see.
that I've got the helmet hanging off my belt.
Oh yeah,
And the hood.
yeah,
back,
you're
so
ready
I'm-
to whack it on when the
it's
the
the-
time is right.
I mean,
Let me
to-
just check. It's what it says
Quite
about.
no, I think that's really good. Because
Armour.
essentially, if you're
Around the
tanked up for combat, you basically you would have so little
Yeah.
view. You know.
Yeah, but that would
Makes
also
sense.
make soldiers massively ineffective because they wouldn't be able to hear any orders.
Yes, this is true.
That's
And this
why-
is completely accurate.
That's why you have flags.
That's why they have flags. You wave flags.
Yeah.
You don't need a perception roll for that. Someone waves a flag at you. You go,
Flag.
oh, we're going now.
Yeah. Or someone
And the dude rides in front of you on a horse.
Someone fires a flaming arrow
Yeah.
where you're meant to go.
Yeah.
You just go, flaming arrow, we're going over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve, go that way, Steve.
That's why Mel
They
Gibson
blow a
got on a
fucking
horse,
horn.
painted himself blue, ran around in front and went, we're going to go fucking kill him.
But didn't they also use like bugles and shit? Like
Yeah.
really
Someone
loud
get a
stuff.
bugle.
Basically, the guy next to you whacks you. And he goes, go on.
Look at the fucking graphics.
Yeah.
They've
What?
been going for hours.
Sorry? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've just found out some more
Okay.
rules. That's interesting. Cool.
I
Okay.
failed my last perception test, by the way.
Well, you failed anyway.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
because I was wearing a male coif.
Okay.
Is it -10? You said for me.
-10. Good to know. Okay, so let's focus in. Right. Bagrick, you're approaching the front of the building.
Like a ninja.
Like a ninja. You've got how many success levels?
2.
2 success levels.
Which isn't bad with a -10 as a dwarf.
Okay, cool. So, you may place your miniature on in proximity to the door. Right, so you're clearly visible.
I'm trying to use that one as cover and peering round. Is what the
Okay.
aim is there.
Okay, so you guys will have walked up from this side. No, you're coming from where
The
I
other
am.
direction.
You're coming
Oh,
from where
okay.
I
In which
am.
case I would peer there.
Yep.
I wouldn't just walk across
Yeah,
the
no,
open
that's
door.
Walk across in front of the door. I think.
Sorry, I assumed you got what I... yeah. Okay, so... the guy, you have all appeared Within range. There is like it is based on a grid. You can see the grid in
The rooms.
so you have to like figure it out for the central
Road bit.
Okay, so Bagric, you step up to this is a large pillar of stone that this some sort of really well made, maybe dwarven made, but for a human specification. But you kind of creep up. What are you doing? You're going to peer around.
Peer around the corner.
Okay.
But I won't see anything.
You peer around the corner. You don't need to make a perception roll for this one. You can see a Femir standing by the well. Oh, sorry. Do this correctly. There we go.
Now what we need is a small dog to come running.
Don't
at the
forget
front
the-
and go woof woof woof.
Don't forget the Femir.
Get the
are way
Femir,
more
put him
tough.
down the well. Sorry.
Way more tough.
The Femir is drinking from a bucket.
Okay, I will basically kind of go.
Gestured one.
And then pointed down the corridor.
Okay, cool. What's everyone going to do?
I'm gonna say, have you prayed enough yet?
I'm focused.
Okay.
I don't.
Can I see?
He's
many,
got the zeal on.
He's got the seal
Can
on.
I see many
Okay.
doorways?
Yeah, so what you can see when you... I'm gonna lean over.
Because you
Once
can
I'm
like,
more
you can
advanced,
like,
I can like
you
smile.
you can like bless
So-
other people, can't you?
I'm gonna do either Bagger for you.
So
depending
what
on
we
who
can
gets
see
more
is
trouble first.
we've got a stone wall
I
down
was
here.
waiting for some blessings so I could
see
go
these
and
thicker
hack people up.
lines. There's actually
It's a willpower test to
windows.
attack target. So
in
anyone
there.
that wants,
Right,
because
okay.
it seems like these are plus whatever.
This
whatever.
is a stone structure down here. There is a path that leads from around this corner. You can't see what's there, but you haven't seen a door over there. You haven't seen a door over here, so you're assuming there might be a door there. You can see into that room. There are shattered remnants of some sort of tavern. The main bar room.
Mhm.
We have the well with a Femir standing by it, but you can't see this bit really because of the angle that you're looking
Yeah.
at. So you can only sort of see that. Down here you can see what's clearly a stable area, but you can't see inside. But that looks like a stables. Everyone knows what a stables looks like in a tavern. Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. That's what you can see so far. So, what are you guys doing? We haven't entered combat yet, so no
If you're
initiative
gonna,
required.
If you're going to do any of that shenanigans things, you might want to do it before we go in.
I'm still prepping it.
You're
If,
still-
if I do it, it lasts 6 rounds once I've done
Oh,
it.
okay.
So there's no point in me being like, boom, and then
I
like,
will.
Whatever.
Remember,
minute later, it's-
every 2 additional success levels you score, you
Yeah.
can add a feature on the duration, the range, or number
every
of targets.
2 success levels.
Every 2 additional success levels.
Yeah, so I could
Yeah.
potentially do Blessing
I'll
Protection
go
on
in.
everyone if I got
Or
really
make
good.
it last 12 rounds.
Yeah, but I still don't want to
It's
start.
also
until
got a range of 6 yards, so bear that in mind.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna-
each square
Oh,
is
just
2
straight in.
yards.
Keep going.
Right, so
Oh,
you're
I
just
think-
going to run
I
it.
think
Am I in range now?
For
so-
what?
Well, I've got a crossbow.
So, are you... Sorry.
I'm going to step inside the door.
Are you going to try and do that stealthily?
No.
Okay.
Do you remember when Simon earlier on said, well, it's not just going to charge in there?
I'm not charging. I just
Can
walked
someone
in.
go back to that earlier bit?
I didn't charge in. I even
I'm
asked him
gonna
if he was
stay- I'm going to
finished.
stay within 6 yards of
I asked him
Simon.
if he was finished.
Sure. No. It's very true. It's very true. So the priest is going to move up,
Within 6 yards of Simon.
so which is 3 squares.
Or Alan.
Yeah.
About there-ish.
And Torvald, what are you doing? Just so you're all in a prep state.
Seeing this happening, I'm assuming I do.
Well, yeah, he sort of steps up beside you, so I assume you're
Well,
gonna...
you went like this. You stood there and you went like this. So I'm
Go for it.
Kill
like,
the thing! Yeah, okay, I got it.
Basically, I've spent half the morning walking around, staggering around in a mist, right, tripping over
He's
my
ready to
feet.
kill something.
I've had enough.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
really just a bit
Cool.
grumpy now.
Cool.
You know, and there's some cobblestones inside. It doesn't
Yep.
look like I'm going to fall over my
No,
feet.
no.
That's a good place to be.
Looks okay.
All right, I will step up next to it then.
Okay, and Torvald, what are you doing?
I am going to scout the edge of the building down here.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Right, so you step to the side there.
Guessing sort of poke your head round.
Yeah. Check the edge. Check
And what
down
you
the
can
edge.
see is down this end, there seems to be some sort of rupture where something
Collapsed wall.
is clearly being battered and
Someone
your eye
battered
from
either
here
in or out.
out. Yep, definitely out. And this is a fairly good, for how long it's been there. It's a bit rickety. There's moss all over it and everything. But here, this wall looks fairly
Solid.
structurally sound. So something must have really given it a whack.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you can see that just looking down. There's a few trees here and there, but as I said, the mist is not lingering near the building very much. So you can see that. Okay, let's come back to that view. Okay. Sorry, I will be up and down slightly, but I think most of the focus will be on the map anyway. So, you guys, right, so you step in. As you guys step in, the creature is drinking from this bucket of water, and it puts it down. And as it puts it down on the edge of the well, it's facing you momentarily, and it goes... Ping. Right, so Simon will get a go, and then we will go to initiative.
Okay,
Okay, so I think I wrote all everyone's initiative down last time, didn't I?
I think so.
Because it's just your initiative score, I believe. There are alternative ways of doing it, however. So let's have a look at the combat section. Probably good to have it on this bit anyway. So here we go.
Are you going to be in combat soon, do you think?
I think
He might be friendly.
Hello.
we have some tea.
Hello, friends. Do you want a beer? The highest initiative acting first. Right. So, Alvin, your initiative's 43. Is that right?
My initiative is 43. Yeah, I do have combat reflexes, which is plus 10 initiative in combat. But initiative is always only in combat, isn't it?
No.
No, you can use.
Maybe you can
things
roll
like
on your
perception.
initiative.
Unless
for
it's
other things.
being used.
Right. So
for
let me just
skill.
write this down. So, your initiative in combat is.
So I've got plus 10 to my
53.
plus 10 to my advance. So that must be. It must be that I wouldn't have put 10 in my initiative.
No. That would be a one-off.
That
That
would be
10
that was,
to combat. That won't be added to the rest of it.
No. That's what I'm thinking. I can't think of any other reason why I have plus 10 initiative. So it is 43. 40. Yeah, 43.
43. Anyone got higher than 43?
No.
No.
No. Okay. 43. Alvin. 42. Siegbert. Let me guess. 40. Torvald.
Yep.
And 38. Bagric. I'm just
Oh,
writing
a
it
lot
again.
close than we
Just
usually
checking.
You're just so
None of us rolled.
Okay. And Fimir comes.
Yeah, but I
at
know
the
not to set my shield on fire.
My shield's
Hey.
magical.
What's wrong with a shield on fire?
Yeah.
Okay, so, right. Alvin, that means you'll get 2 goes because basically you initiate the combat. So you're like 2.
Yeah.
So make your ranged attack.
I'll just go roll some dice. We'll see how we get on. 4.
Okay. And what's your ballistic skill?
Okay, so my ballistic skill is 35.
Okay. However, because the creature is large, you get plus 20 to your ballistic skill.
Okay, so that's 55.
Okay. Which means you have
5
5
successes.
success levels.
Yeah.
Yep?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just
But I don't actually have skill
right in the
crossbow.
right arm.
I have bow, but not crossbow.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter anymore.
No,
because
I think
it
you don't get advantages.
You don't get any of the
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 bonuses.
qualities of the weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So for a basic crossbow, you're okay because there's no
Yeah.
super qualities. Okay. But if you wanted to repeat
But
a
also
crossbow,
because there's
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
there- like in second edition, it would be half if you didn't have the skill to actually hit in the first place.
Well, crossbows and bows are a basic
Okay, so
range,
that's
Yeah,
pretty
they
good.
so
then.
you didn't need a
That's pretty
fancy.
good then, actually.
Yeah.
I can use a crossbow.
Yep.
Wicked.
Yes, you can.
I do that.
which makes
Okay,
sense because that's
so-
kind of the
You don't,
point.
you don't have to load and shoot anymore, or aim and shoot. Or anything.
It's reload of 1,
Yeah.
so it takes a round to reload.
Well, it's,
Action.
Yeah,
to
so
reload.
that's the same as before.
and then
Okay, you did how much? 5.
5 successes.
Okay, 5 successes. So
Yeah.
you add that to your weapon damage.
Which is plus 9.
Is it plus 9? Okay.
So you do 14 points of damage. So as you step forward,
It's a pretty
you bring the
solid
crossbow up and you fire it at the creature. And it puts as it puts it down, it goes, "Ugh," and you hit it in the chest, and it's like, okay, and it like shouts in defiance as you hit it with a crossbow bolt in its body.
And with
Right in the
and with
kisser.
my other action,
Yep.
I shall reload.
Okay, so you're going to reload, and are you going to move any? You can move a number of squares equal to your
I know.
move.
But
For
I'm-
free.
Can you do that in addition to your action?
You get a move and an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to do something like run or charge or sprint, that's everything all together.
Okay, so I will move a little bit closer.
So you can move 4 squares.
I will just move 3.
There
I
you
don't.
go.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
that'll
go. I don't want to go further than the dwarf might walk.
do. You've now moved beyond the dwarf range, but anyway,
Have I?
No.
I'm joking. Don't worry.
Don't make me go on my own.
Although you had reloaded your missile weapon and then moved straight at the guy that wants to get close. That is an interesting tactic, I will grant you that.
Well, but I figure,
This is Alvin.
I figure I'm not going to be on my own for very long.
Right.
And
So
to be honest, the fact that I actually got to shoot him and reload is just like impressive for me.
so to charge.
So now we step back out and shut the door.
So
That's fine.
to charge someone,
One of us will come out.
they have to be between your movement and your run range. Your walk and your run range. Yeah? So that's when they can be charged. And it has to be, I think it has to be in a straight line. But you get +1 advantage, as we know. So basically, conveniently, when you take your movement and double it for walk,
Yeah.
but the squares are 2 yards each, so half it. So basically just your movement. And then your run is half that in squares on the thing. So if your movement's 3, you can charge someone who's between 3 and 6 away from you.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And
I thought it
humans.
was between walk and run.
It is,
So that'd be between 6
But
and
it's
12.
squares.
but the squares
Oh, sorry,
are 2
okay,
each.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just giving
Sorry,
you it
yeah.
for this. Yeah. It's cool. We're both right,
Right,
Roger.
so
We're both
Fine,
right.
very different.
Simon can only
Yeah.
be about there.
So
So 4 would be 2
here.
squares,
You
yeah.
could go 1, 2, 3, 4 if you wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a run?
Yeah, he had 2 rounds.
It's a walk. Walk is 4.
Walk is
Yeah,
walk
but
is-
surely that's half.
my
if the
movement.
squares are-
My movement is 4.
movement is 4. His walk is 8.
8. So I could
Oh, I
I could
see,
move.
okay.
Yeah, so I
Don't
could walk
forget,
4 squares.
we're dwarves. We're slow.
No, sorry.
So you only wanted to move 3.
Because that's how far.
That's
I
how
thought it
far
was
the
his
dwarf
movement,
can
not his walk.
No worries. No worries.
Because even when a battle-hardened man will stick close to a dwarf with a shield.
Well,
And an
you'd be stupid not to.
No.
If there's a tank of a
Absolutely.
dwarf in your team, you're like,
Yeah.
can I stand just slightly behind you, but next to you, on your shield side?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see Alvin fire, reload, step up with like grim resolve on his face.
Yeah.
The Fimir has taken a crossbow bolt to the body, and Siegbert, what are you doing?
Can I move forward, whatever my move? I can.
Yep.
I can move and still pray, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. I'll move forward whatever my move is, and then I'm gonna
Up
pray.
there, I think.
That's fine.
Finish my prayer, which is a
Yep.
blessing of protection.
Okay. Now you need to make a roll for this, don't you?
Oh,
17.
get in!
Very
Cool.
successful.
Very
so
successful.
it's 60. So 5.
Whoa.
No.
So you...
4 degrees
Four.
success. 4.
Yes. So that means...
I'm gonna do both of them.
So you
For
get,
every 2,
you got
I guess.
2 extra things. So
You could do all
the
3 of
prayer...
us if you wanted.
So the blessing...
I can't because he's too far away.
So the blessing is
no.
6 yards range.
Yeah, all 3 of us.
You could do yourself.
That's why I said all 3.
Yeah.
Because he's over there.
Do I target or duration?
Or do you want to
Yeah,
do
I'll do-
someone for longer?
I know. I'll do all 3 of us for 6 rounds because I think that's enough for now. We can always do it
okay.
later, maybe.
What does
Cool.
it do?
So what does it do?
They need to make a willpower test to attack you.
Nice.
Whoa!
Damn.
Because all the
Whoa!
other ones are kind of okay, but that's fucking.
That is sick. Okay.
Yes.
I'm guessing Famir
Yes.
don't have a very good willpower.
It's probably okay. It's probably.
Kevin just nerfed my adventure. No, anyway.
Sigmar just nerfed your adventure.
Damn you, Sigma! Okay, right. So
You
you step forward and you intone the words of Sigmar, and there's a. You guys have never experienced this before. he's spoken about Sigmar. He's said these things. He said, "Oh, I'm dedicated to Sigmar," and you're like, "Yeah, you shaved your head, whatever."
Hey, no,
You
very
cut out-
supportive.
Oh, yeah, no, I know,
but I mean, apart
More
from
like
that, what
good
have you
human,
done?
good manling.
But you've
I'm not as supportive.
Ancestors, yes.
You've not experienced what happens when he says the final word of the prayer. You feel a rush of warmth from him in a sort of wake around him, and you feel emboldened and stronger, safer.
Shit, I'm screwed. I already feel pretty emboldened.
Yeah, you're like, ah!
Alvin takes off all his clothes.
Yeah. Alvin changes to the
Throws his
career
weapon
Slayer and goes, glorious death! Okay, right, so next we have Torvald. What are you up to?
Dyes his hair orange.
I'm
What
going
we
to
go
move
need?
down the side of the building.
Okay. Are you running?
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
So that's 12 to 6 squares.
Light coming out the door.
What?
This book creates a handy alleyway.
Yeah.
By the way, if you need to hold anything down, just put a Zweihander on it and you're okay.
Or create a handy alleyway.
Yeah. If you need like wargaming scenery, put a
You
Zweihander
need to
down.
hide a dreadnought.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of
Okay.
you not lucky enough to have 3 Zweihander books.
There's only 2 on the table. That's all it can take.
Yeah, the table would literally collapse.
Yes. Okay, so you sneaking down there. Make a perception roll.
I'm not sure he's sneaking.
Well, you guys are all bursting in through the main doors, and he's going down the side.
Running down in plate mail.
Are you in plate mail?
Nothing on my head.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I just
Apart
forgot.
from that, yes,
I just
am in
forgot that
plate.
you're like plated up.
Is it just me or are those dice really tiny?
They're tiny.
They are very
No,
tiny.
Lawrence is huge. They're far away.
These guys are small.
However, they'd also roll tiny numbers because that was a 2.
Oh, wicked.
So on perception, I've got
Enough.
50. That's
Okay, so you got 4 success levels.
Yep.
Okay, so you could see movement in the entranceway, and for the viewers,
Green movement.
there is
From here.
seems to be a Thamir down here. That's what happens. Doing this is what happens when you point while looking at the screen rather than at the thing in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rotate back to here. This is working quite well, actually. Yeah. It'll be good when it's...
Back up.
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
remote control it.
That would be cool. Yeah. Oh, hang on.
There's a patron goal.
I forgot this.
You could even have you could have patron cam.
Something's gonna
Can
happen
you?
now. Something's gonna happen now.
It's not
No.
working.
Okay.
Not working.
Failed your prayer roll.
Okay, well, that's good. Anyway. I was trying to put the red lights on for a bit of combat because it wouldn't make much difference to the viewers, but you guys would have a bit of threat. Anyway.
Don't know if red light makes me think threat.
Yeah, something
necessarily.
else. Yeah. Hey, welcome to my garage studio with red lights. Okay, Bagrick, what are you doing? Kazood!
I'm going to move up.
So far away from him.
I'm going to move up to there. And
Catch
isn't
your
there some
breath.
kind of like defensive thing I can do?
You can go fully defensive, so that allows you to get plus 10 with anything that you do defensively.
I haven't even got a clue if he's in charge range, so yeah, why not? I'll do that. Because I don't want to move past him, basically. I'm trying to hold the line.
Hold the line.
Well, it's a dwarven battle tactic.
Yeah.
I'm basically trying to keep pace with the manling.
Oh, just to let you know, you can sprint. You make an athletics plus 20 test, and the number of success levels you add on to your run number, and that's the number of yards you run.
Can you sprint and charge?
No, that's like... that's
And
all
I'm
you can
assuming
do.
if you failed, you remove them.
Can you sprint and then an action do full
Yes.
defensive?
Yeah, that would be a bad idea for me.
Yeah, we should just move backwards. Sorry?
Can you sprint and then do full defensive as an action? Or sprint the action?
Sprint
You
is
can
an
use your
action.
action to sprint.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Right, so, Bagrick, you've moved up. What are you doing, sorry?
Going defensive.
Going defensive.
Basically, like,
Get defensive. Okay, right. So it is the creature's turn, and it's going to. Let me see.
Fuck off, isn't it?
Well, there are three of us.
Yeah, but it's a Famir and we're small.
It is going to charge. It's large. It sort of rears itself up, and you realise these creatures again are sort of 8 foot tall, massive creatures, and its huge legs. It steps over the well,
Everything's bigger.
and
than
it kind of lumbers towards you, like hefting up its axe from behind the well. Runs into Bagric.
Right. So it's got to go 22 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's got a movement of 6.
Okay.
So it can charge 12.
Yeah.
Yep. So it charges into combat with you. It has advantage.
But so do I.
And it needs to make a willpower check.
You have plus 10 to defense. You don't have an advantage. It's different.
Oh, okay. Defensive starts.
It gives you plus 10 to defending.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to attack you.
It needs to make a willpower check first.
He's going to make a willpower check first.
And fail it.
No.
Damn
You
it.
rolled a 22.
It was
pass.
worth a try.
It's a critical pass.
Do you get a
Not that I
bonus
do
for me
anything
being
like
stood next to you?
Not unless you're in melee with it.
Okay.
Are you guys in adjacent squares?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah,
next
basically
to each
I'm
other.
stood next to him.
Okay. You guys are adjacent. That's fine.
Does that affect things?
Not yet, because you
Because
haven't.
he's
You're
only
holding a
holding a
ranged
crossbow.
weapon as well,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
you're kind of
Yeah.
not engaged in combat yet.
No. I knew holding
Right.
a crossbow.
So-
It's just like, oh, God,
I'm
terrible
going
decision.
to.
Terrible
Terrible.
decision, yeah.
So there's a whole bit on large creatures
He gets plus 20, I believe.
size.
Or something like that.
I think so.
Because it's a step larger
it's
than
it's
me.
the same like as being on a horseback.
No, it's better than that.
Well, being on a horseback is plus 20.
They get other bonuses as well, I think.
No, you get -2 success levels to your defense
Oh.
against opposing a melee attack from a large creature.
Okie doke.
That's pretty
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Rather than because he still might be
Yeah,
clumsy,
yeah.
but he's just so powerful.
good. Yeah, it's difficult to block it out.
Yeah. Okay, right, here we go. So he's going to attack you. Oh, hello. Successful, 19. So he's got... See, I don't know whether when you pass, that's 0 success levels or 1, and then you get additional ones on.
I think the first one counts as 1, and
Yeah,
then any
it does,
additional
doesn't it?
ones.
So you have 1, and then you add
It's
on
gotta
your
be-
extra ones.
What?
No, I think
So if you've got a
you
skill of
pass
54,
It's got to be
Yeah.
full 10s to get a success level.
Yeah.
If that's what your question is.
but then you have 0 success levels when you...
Yeah, you just
If
Oh,
you
yeah, that's
just
true.
pass, you
Yeah,
just
you
pass.
just
so that's-
pass. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so he's got 1 success level at the moment.
I've got 4 with the -20.
Oh, blimey.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I've got a defensive thing of 81 because I'm in defensive stance,
Sure.
but -20, and I
Sure,
rolled
sure.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. So its huge axe comes down and just bangs on your shield. Dung!
And I'm now at plus 20 because I steal his full advantage and get my normal one, don't I?
He
Because
has 1 advantage.
I'm now at 1 advantage.
Yeah, so you've now got 1 advantage.
Because normally it'd be 0, but I've got a talent that lets me
Yeah,
take
take
his
his.
advantage.
Get a d6 out and count your advantages. That's an easy way to do it.
Do you wanna
I was
pick it
I was
up?
handing out
No,
counters
fine.
at Games Fest, which worked quite well. It was like, hey, throw them out. You can have one and take one from the
Yeah.
pot, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We are back round to the beginning of combat,
Yeah.
and it's Alvin's go.
So, if I drop my crossbow and get my spear, that's an action.
Yeah, that's going to be. I have
That's
to
a
say
half
that'll
back.
be your action, like
That'll be my
Isn't
action.
that-
de-kitting and re-kitting.
just fires.
Let me check.
Isn't dropping free?
Dropping might be free.
It used to be, and then
But
drawing
where
was
is your-
half.
Then,
but I
where
don't know
is
how
you've
that
got
goes.
to get your
They don't do
spear and-
half.
No. You'd have to look. I'm quite happy for.
Well, perhaps
if
it'd be
you're
getting
gonna
out your
change
shield and spear then would be your action.
It would be good to know because,
Uh-huh.
and we're still like most people playing 4th edition now. We're still learning, so it'd be good just to have a little look, just in case, because hey ho. Do capital then Oh, 3 actions. Some things you'll want your character to do won't count as your action for the round, such as shouting a warning, speaking in Fimir, doesn't say that, but drawing your weapon,
Okay.
or drinking a potion. It's the GM's decision on what takes up your action.
Okay.
And what you can do in a round. A good general guide is that if an act requires you to make a test, it is an action rather than a free action. And then on the defensive, I have to apologise, it's plus 20.
I also had another plus 10 that I
Yeah.
forgot for my shield,
So-
but
So
it's neither here nor there.
So it's fine.
You very succeeded even more.
Like
than you
super
very succeeded
succeeded.
I'm going to get some magic going on with Magric, I think. Anyway,
It's
right,
just not
so
cricket.
you drop your crossbow.
Magic at the back.
Your spear, off your back,
Yeah.
you can attack. But I'm going to say you can't move.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want to do that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, right, you're going to attack.
I'm gonna go pacifist.
Yeah. Suddenly,
Can't we just
I don't enjoy
get along?
combat.
So my second
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, second fortune, but you rolled a
I
97.
don't roll 20s.
That was impressive.
Oh,
You
again.
sure you don't want the blue dice?
I want the blue dice. Give me some blue dice. So what bonus do I get for having a second person there?
Plus 10, I'm assuming.
I will check.
Or 1 success level, whatever they...
Or just get rid of the 10?
I don't know.
Call that one the blue.
We'll see.
Interesting to see how
I'll
it
have a
works.
look at the rules. My skills, combat, determine hit allocation, roll to hit. You took an advantage, didn't you,
Your
Bagric?
spear is a magic weapon, isn't it?
It is magical, yeah.
What does that do?
Well, I get plus 10 because it's a spear of plus 10. It's a spear of
Yeah,
hitting.
but is there something...
Well, the thing is
Because I
that
can make people's weapons magic, so that's why I'm wondering.
the other
His counts as magical.
counts as magical.
Yeah, but
Simon, Alvin was attacking the Fimir.
Yes.
You guys outnumber it 2-1, so you get plus 20%, which I've just figured out from looking at the rules. In a book, yes!
So the fact that I'd failed by 20
Oh, really?
means I now hit.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
Well, unless Pete defends.
I will roll.
And is his advantage separate from mine?
He has lost his advantage because you defended against him.
No. Is Simon's advantage against Famir different to my
No.
advantage?
He has advantage. Yeah? It's not necessarily against me. It's combat advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, some things say you now get plus 10 to fight me, not you get an advantage.
Again, advantage.
Yeah?
I see.
That's why those things are distinguished.
So it's momentum,
It's
basically.
momentum. You're like, you're fighting really well. Oh no, I failed. I critically failed.
Did you?
Yes, I rolled a 55.
Oh, what's that doing in combat?
That means he drops his axe.
Does it? Okay.
Ah,
So basically, I've fumbled around. Maybe the crossbow went off as I dropped it.
They shot the crossbow out of his hand, landed on the floor, and he's like, huh? And you're like, right, how much damage did you do?
8.
How many success levels did you have? Did you just pass?
Just pass.
What did you roll?
81.
you don't...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so...
Shame you didn't roll an 80.
No.
Because for you, with an impaling weapon, that would have been a critical. Okay, so you just hit, so you do 8 damage.
Strength points plus 4.
Okay. Cool. So,
Yeah. plus
unless
20
someone else
for
is
being-
going to interrupt, it's now Siegbert's go.
I'm going to charge him. Hit him with my hammer.
Okay, so you're going to run round there?
Yeah.
You can't charge him.
Because
Sorry.
I'm not going in a straight line.
No, because it has to be... He has to be
yeah, he's too close.
He's too
Basically.
close. You don't get up enough
You can move into
momentum.
combat.
It's got to
can't
be
charge.
between your walk and your run.
Although I'm guessing he now gets plus 30
So
because of the...
what bonus would he have got for charging?
3-1 plus 40. They don't do plus 30.
Yeah.
There's no plus 10. It's 0 plus 20 plus 40 plus 60. Yeah? Or minus 10, minus 20, minus 30.
What
So the
did
minuses are less harsh than the pluses.
What bonus
It's an
did the
interest-
Vermeer get for charging Roger?
You got an advantage,
Oh,
so you got
okay.
plus 10.
He just
And-
got- so he didn't get an advantage for being massive.
No, that we get
No,
penalties
you
for our
get a
defense.
penalty for defending against a large creature. Okay, so you're at plus 40.
Oh, that's a 13.
Oh!
That'll do it.
Just a bit.
So I got melee basic is 60.
plus 40 is 100. So you got 8 success levels.
Yeah. So off you go.
And how much damage do you normally do?
Strength bonus
Jim,
plus
you have to
4, I'm
roll.
guessing.
Oh yeah, I've got to roll. I've got to roll. I keep forgetting. This is good. I keep forgetting.
Opposed.
Oh dear. I failed by 2 success levels. So you got 10 success levels. Jesus.
So it's strength bonus plus 4, which is 7.
So 17 points of damage.
13 points of damage.
Not quite 56. But
Because I can't do that anymore.
no, I know.
Does Ulrich's Fury exist?
No. Doesn't.
No, because you don't roll damage, do you?
That is a sad thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
never ever.
so
gonna
you
happen.
do what? 17 points of damage.
It's still pretty good.
Not like that's enough. And you've got a hammer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this fight's all happening simultaneously. The crossbow bolt flies off, hits the axe out of his hand. It reaches down for it as you stick it with the spear, and as it reaches down for it,
Kneecap.
you slam your hammer
Side of
in.
the knee.
Boom! And the leg goes that wobbly thing. You know, like Michael Owen's leg when he bent his knee the wrong way in the World Cup. Oh. And yes, you hear a crack, and it looks at you with its one eye. This horrible brown and greeny, scaly skin, like slightly shedding, like molting sort of thing.
Nice.
And it looks at you with like blood dripping off of its chin from the wounds it's now received. It's sort of spitting up a bit of blood. And it seems to curse at you in some sort of horrible language. Torvald, what are you doing? They're the three.
You get advantage.
You're down the side
Yeah.
there.
I assume I can hear this starting to.
Oh, you can hear the them like kicking the shit out of something.
I'm going to carefully continue to move down the side of the building.
Are you going to run?
Seems
No,
like
I'm
the
going to
best
take
plan.
a
You're
more
going to try and go
careful.
stealthy, or
You're going to try and stealth run.
Yeah.
Okay, make a stealth roll.
I'm gonna run.
minus agility minus
You and
10.
your tiny
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because we're dwarves.
Yeah, no, I failed the stealth.
By how many?
Ooh.
Because he's going to get a penalty to hear you because of all the
3.
noise. 3 success levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, 79.
Oh, look, a
That's
bird.
about 6 or 7 success levels. So I think you're okay. There's so much fighting going on in the courtyard.
He's
They
probably
call them success
dragged
levels
his-
when it's a failure?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative success.
Failure
Yes.
levels.
Exactly.
Not failure levels.
Because you
Negative
total it up
success
and you
levels.
go, I got -8, you got -4.
We're all happy
You get
people.
4
We're
success
all
levels.
positive.
So,
I succeeded negatively!
You're gonna come down here.
Oh, brilliant.
1, 2,
You got the
3,
sun wrong,
4.
but you tried.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Positivity
So-
levels.
As we look, Torvald is just down here, and there's a Fimir there who's more worried about.
He's a
what's
familiar.
going
He's
on
not worried about anything.
over there.
More interested.
More interested.
I don't
yes.
know where the rest of his mates are.
Okay, so Torvald, that was your go. Bagric. Kazoo! Okay.
I kind of miss you attacking a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
What's he said?
Him just rolling his metal dice on
21.
21.
You're
21. He looked at me very severely then.
21.
So,
That was. You're getting it.
Well, I've succeeded, but only just.
71, 111, 121. I'm on base.
What?
I've got an advantage which is plus 10.
Yes.
I've got plus 40 from having 2 other people attacking it,
Yes.
which gives me a plus 50.
Yep.
And I'm on 71 to hit it normally because I've got
You're
weapon
at
skill,
71 normally.
56 weapon skill and 15 melee basic.
Okay, cool. Right, so 121 and you rolled a...
21.
So you got 10 success levels.
Mhm.
I just passed, so you get 10 success levels.
That's pretty
It's gonna
good. Hurt.
That's painful. That's as good a strike as
21, so
Siegbert just did.
12. Oh, it's
Probably
to the
better
arm.
with his strength.
So left arm takes 18.
Okay,
Better.
right. So as it's scrabbling around on the floor trying to find its axe, there's a moment where its hand lands on the grip of the weapon, and then suddenly, the axe drops down, severing it just above. Is that above or below? Below. Yeah, just below the elbow. Boom! Blood cannons out, spraying up Alvin's legs. And
Does the blood have to make a willpower check? The blood.
Passed.
Yeah, the blood hit me.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to save you.
The blood just went up you.
You don't have any
up
urchins
your
to
waist.
pay anymore.
And the hand quivers, gripping the weapon tight, and then drops. The body of the Fimir, it looks up at you. Blood dribbles out of its mouth, and it sort of shudders slowly as it drops to the floor. Dead. That's your go.
Excellent. Can I do my move?
You can move. You can definitely move.
I just kind of want
Do you want to move the
three
Fimir out of
Can I
there?
just stand on it?
Just step
No, do you
over
want
it.
to give him back to me so I can reuse
Okay.
him?
But you have that's disturbing because Pete has
tease
so
there,
many.
wasn't it?
Pete has so many Fimir models. When he says, "Can you hand it back to me so I can use him later?" Isn't that a good sign?
You're falling over now.
What are you doing?
Trying to put
Do
everyone
you want
back.
a hand? Look, just get here. Oh, the long arm of Kevin.
So
Look at
Where's
your
he
arm
got?
looks quite
Where
long
you
on the screen.
about 3 squares forward. So I think there.
You think?
Well,
Are you
look.
good? Is that
look
your
at
next
these-
action?
look,
Thinking.
you're in line with that one. 1, 2, 3. You're in line with that one. Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah.
Okay, so it's now the Fimir's turn. Cool. Right. So, you hear a roar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One appears there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's gone. No one can see it. And another one there, and then. Sorry,
Is
you're
that the
probably getting
wall?
a really close-up shot of my bald spot right now.
Is that a wall?
There's a door there.
It's more your
Door there.
ear.
Okay, so 3 Fimir have appeared. They're all bellowing, they're all screaming. "Ah!" Vile, disgusting things at you. One of them sounds similar. It's got a very similar dialect to your mimicry from earlier on. Maybe it's from the same region of wherever they come from. Fimiria. So, these creatures step out of the various areas of this abandoned tavern and are looking at you with bloodlust in their eyes. Their large tails are sort of swaying around behind them, coiled like a scorpion ready to strike, but instead of some kind of sting, it has this massive, bony mace tail appendage on the end, ready to cave in your skulls. And these creatures step forward. Ugh! Right, everyone make willpower rolls. They have fear. They cause fear.
Yeah, fortune point.
Oh.
By exactly the number. If I roll exactly the number, that's a pass, right?
Is that
Yep.
400?
Yeah, 400. I have 400 willpower.
Impressive.
40. 40. Exactly 40. And I have 40
See,
willpower.
Fimir themselves don't cause fear, but the fact that they are large means that they cause fear. Which is
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bigger than scary.
Okay. Who failed?
No.
No one?
I assume I didn't need to take
Yeah,
one.
you don't need to. You don't need to take one. You three,
No,
you're all fine. Okay, so they come out and they're like, they're clearly like doing the big up, making a show, trying to intimidate you. And you guys are like, no, we just took down your friend. We're going to take you down. Bring it on. Okay, so.
I'm unimpressed. This is my unimpressed face. It's basically how Bagray around.
Yeah.
The one that sounded like the voice I made.
The one in the that came out of the stable.
That was the one. That was the voice from one of the ones that grabbed the
Halfling.
bag and ran.
You think.
We think.
You
So-
think. But when it talked,
Okay. So where it came from is likely to, we think, to be
Do any
where
of these three look hurt? Because obviously we wounded some of them before they buggered off.
your understanding of Fimir physiology is limited.
Yeah,
But
but
you
I can
can't-
spot a crossbow bolt sticking out of their head.
So what I was going to say was, you can't see any obvious wounds.
Okay, so we don't see crossbow bolts sticking out of them.
No.
Okay, because yeah, you did kind of shoot one of them through the skull with a crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
Not any of these three.
I'm not an expert, but I could spot that.
So is it my go then?
Unless he snapped it off.
I assume it is.
I'm assuming so, but didn't
Yes.
So what's the furthest one away that I can charge? My movement's 4.
Figure it out.
So my walk is 8.
1, 2, 3,
And my
4.
run.
One of the two back
2,
ones.
3. You could charge any of them.
Okay, so my run is twice my.
But if you
twice
charge that far one,
Yeah.
if you were to charge this chap,
Yeah.
you'd have to run past this chap.
just charge the one on the
so
right.
you could charge this one, you could charge that one, you could
Just
charge that one, or that one. But if you charge this one, you have to run past that one, he might hit you on the way through.
Just charge the.
That was ineffectual.
Yeah, the thing if I charge that one, then
Oh fuck it, we can't talk to you anyway. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
or can
no.
we shout at him?
I'll
The
charge.
free
this,
action is to shout something.
I'll charge this
On
one.
your turn,
yeah,
though.
yeah. I'm going to charge that one there.
I'm not too fussy about that. I mean, if you say, which one should I go for? And Bagrick goes,
I'll charge.
one on the right. And you're like, okay.
I'm going to charge that one.
Then the one on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of come through behind Bagrick.
Yeah.
Yep, and charge into combat there.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Perfect.
suggest,
you,
Charge
Kevin.
the middle
suggest
one.
that I'm.
Not only sound engineer, but battle engineer as well.
I
They
can
don't
charge
know
that
about
one.
that.
Oh yeah, we
the
did that
magic
earlier
behind
on.
the
yeah.
camera.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Jeez,
Yeah,
Pete, don't
want
ruin
to
the magic.
spoil the magic.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Do I?
You up?
I charged him. Spear, shield.
Okay.
Do I get
Now,
advantage?
because I have range.
Did you win?
Yeah, I killed it, didn't I?
Yeah, you get advantage.
Right, because I have long range, very long range.
You can attack
So
from.
do I actually have to be?
You don't have to be in. No, you can be. Yep.
So if I stand there, so I can't be
How long is it?
very long.
I think that's. Yeah, I think that's two.
Are
You
saying
can
that
be
now 'cause
2
it's
squares
like a
away.
bravado thing, or is it actually
So
counted as
you
very
can
long?
be there. He went, how long is it? And you went,
No,
it's very
no,
long.
Very
Yeah.
long. No, it's just very long. Under its thing, it says very long. Very long. Look.
Under its thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so very long.
Under my thing, it says very long.
Yeah.
He's
So
written
I
it down
should
on a piece of
stand
paper, so it
and
must be
then
true.
Yeah.
charge into him with that.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I get advantage because I've charged.
Yes, you
So
do.
everyone, and that's my tens. And that's
Okay.
my units.
Okay.
So the darker one is first.
And if you've got advantage from last time, you get that as well.
Do you?
If you haven't missed a gap, so basically,
Oh,
right?
cool, yeah,
if
yeah,
you
I
haven't
know.
like
Stopped.
stopped
Yeah.
or not attacked someone or not done something, your momentum carries
So I
on.
get
But you
two-
don't get more though.
So I
For
got I
charging,
had one.
so he had one
Oh,
last
yeah, one for
turn.
charging.
I
For
charged.
charging.
And
Yep.
one for successful attack.
Ooh,
So 23.
23.
That's better.
That's a good roll.
So 60.
That's a good roll.
So 61 plus my 2
do
is
roll.
Yeah.
81.
Yep. So you got
And I
5
got
success
23.
levels.
5 success levels. Yeah.
Okay, I will roll then as an opposed roll
Yeah.
to your roll,
70, 90.
and I will fail,
Okay.
but just
Okay. So I did
5,
5 plus
Yeah.
4 plus 4. 13.
13 points of damage.
Oh, they're the red ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kept on going.
70, 90, 70,
yeah,
and
yeah.
80 I got.
Yeah.
And 130.
Yeah.
Sorry, you did how much, sorry?
13.
13.
Time to microwave them.
Okay, cool. Why am I on the dark
And
magic
now-
page?
Now,
I need an
so
adult.
now I get advantage again, yeah?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you should be up to 2 advantages now.
No, it's on 3.
3.
Because he had 1 in the previous round. He
And
charged.
Oh, that gains you.
just
Oh,
one.
And
okay.
then,
I suppose, yeah, impetus, yeah.
yes. Exactly. Okay, cool. So that's Alvin. Right, Siegbert.
Yeah.
Mew, mew, mew.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna move up. I'll do it. It's 3 I have, right?
4.
4.
But you can charge.
Or you can charge up to between 4 and 8.
No, I'm gonna go this way. 1, 2, 3. What about diagonals?
That's fine, don't worry about it.
And I'm gonna do a blessing again
Okay.
of might.
Ooh.
Plus 10 strength.
Ooh.
So I'll do my pray roll. No! I'm gonna do a fortune point.
Oh, how many have you used?
Just one so far.
Okay. How many have you got?
4.
Okay.
Because that's how it works now. 17! That'll do.
Because that's how it works
pray,
now.
Pray.
I like that.
That's how it works now.
Fail. 17!
60 for prey, so it's 4.
You like 17, didn't you? Like
4 degrees of
17
success. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't get to roll for that.
two ramp ups you can do.
2 wrap-ups, so I will
Duration, range, or targets.
No, I'll do targets, so all 3 of us now have plus 10 strength.
For 6 rounds.
Do we still
So
get...
We've had
does
2
the other thing wear
rounds.
off, or-
No, that's the 3rd round of the other one.
Okay.
So there's 3 rounds left of the
Okay.
thing.
He's good. He's keeping track of his spells, as a good player should. Well done.
Thanks, Pete.
You're welcome. Torvald.
I don't get advantage for praying. So
I'm going to move.
Yes.
Do I?
I thought you get advantage for
You
praying.
do. I can give myself advantage by...
That to me that counts. That's
Okay.
like Sigma has emboldened you.
Okay.
You're
Makes
like boom.
sense.
Yeah.
And you've used pray. You can use to gain advantage.
Yeah.
If that doesn't count,
Yes.
I don't know what does.
Yeah.
You have to make a pray roll to do it though.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to keep moving along to the
okay,
Entrance.
let's
The entrance.
rotate El Camaro.
So you could be how many? 1, 2, 3,
6
4, 5, 6.
up to the edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sort of.
So you're going to peek in. You
Yeah.
can't see anyone there. That room has an extremely large pile of feces in the corner.
Lovely.
It's obviously near the vent, the air vent. You can now smell a waft of Fimir dung
Nice.
coming out of the
But I tell you, you could grow some really good turnips with that.
Okay, cool.
Not so sure.
Let's rotate to maybe there. Yeah, there we go. That gets everyone on the screen. I'm enjoying this rotating pole. Anyway, sorry. It's weird. I'm weird. It's weird. I'm enjoying the studio. It's
It
good,
all got
it's good
weird.
fun. Okay, so that was Torvald. Right, now it's Bagric.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm not going to get close enough to the one on the right if I charge past him because of where I am. I'm
No,
not-
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just going to charge the one on the back.
Unless they have reach. Hang on.
But you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know
Well,
that.
no, I can
That's
see how
true.
long their weapons are, though. I'm not blind.
Or how big they are.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. You can charge through
Alright.
there. That's fine.
Kapla.
Ching!
This isn't Star Trek yet. That's next year. Modiphius sent me the PDF.
Oh, shiny. Right. I'm going to attack him.
Okay, go for it. What's your skill? 400%?
Go on then, 21?
What did you roll?
13.
13.
Jesus. I can't beat you. This is silly.
Well,
I can't. No, I literally.
no, I know you can't.
There's nothing
He's
I can
got
do
like
against
100
Bagric.
It's just how many extra damage is he going to get? Did you do your plus 10 strength? Oh, no, that'll be for your
That'll be
damage.
for
Well,
damage.
Kevin, when I rolled 91
Yeah.
and I failed by
Actually-
5 success levels,
Doesn't
Yeah.
help really.
You don't
Well,
have
it doesn't
the extra
help
40.
because that basically
Yeah, no,
means he just
71,
cuts a Fimir in half.
101. So I passed by 8. How much did it fail by?
5.
13.
Oh, God.
21 damage.
Oh, my lord.
That's plus the strength bonus 10, yeah?
Oh, 22 damage.
20. Oh, very important.
Yeah.
22. It's a double. Okay,
Ow!
so that is serious damage.
Take
That's
that arm.
hardcore. You charge across that way, and in
To
fact,
the right arm.
the last 6 yards you are flying through the air, and your axe just honks it right in the chest, and it's just like
Arm.
in the arm,
Shoulder.
Boom! And it's like, "Ah!" and you're like Kazud, and then you drop down to the floor. You didn't realise you were still hanging in midair. Off of
It probably did so much that it wedged in, and my
axe.
weight made it drop down.
There's such a fan of blood just going.
And somehow it hits Alvin.
It bounces off one wall and sprays Alvin on the back of his neck. Okay, right. Next is me. Right. Okay. So.
So many Fimir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1. So they're all going to move to get into close combat. And now Bagric is outnumbered. Not that I take lead.
Not that going to help, really.
I know it's not. They get plus 20.
In
They
the
get
grand
plus
scheme
20.
of things, it's not going to help.
Well, they
They
get
get-
plus 20 and I get minus 20, so that negates my advantage effectively.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, it might mean they actually might get some success levels to hit you as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Maybe. Subjective. Right, so, let's start with Bagric. Bagric, you
You've been
have...
taking off their toughness bonus for when we're damaging them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have. And their
I
reptilian scale
I completely
armour.
forgot that armour and toughness are a thing.
Yeah.
You was
No,
like, he's dead,
absolutely.
he's dead. No, he's not dead.
Okay.
5 damage about 22 damage.
No, they're going to soak more than that.
So,
They are quite tough
we've
beasties.
got 2 Fimir here going to attack Bagric over there.
Were you looking at the screen? Or were you looking
No, I
at
was
me?
looking at the miniatures that
Good.
time. I might actually be able to zoom in a little bit.
Ooh. Oh, look at that.
Don't ask me to unzoom though, because I'm in trouble.
That's
That's what we're looking at for the rest of the game.
That's it. I can still
Right,
rotate.
so I want to move over here.
yeah. Fuck off. No, it's all right. We'll sort it out.
Suddenly walls collapse all around us.
Okay, so right, great. 2 Fimir against you. The first one, one of them is
Willpower check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Willpower check. Rolled a 10 for the first one, so that's good. You succeeded. Are you rolling for your defence and you've like rolled a 1 or something?
That's so silly.
Okay, well I'm still gonna roll.
You give him the red dice.
Still gonna roll. Still gonna roll.
Roger, roll madness.
I rolled a 5. To be fair.
The second one is only a 48.
Whoa, hang on. Let's do them when they're
Fine.
needed. I rolled a 5, so not too bad for me, which means I get 5 success levels.
Okay.
Is that 5 and the bonus for having a second man, which is 20?
Yeah, I've already done that bit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so this
They've
is the
got
5
crap weapon
first. Okay,
skill.
so
All the monsters have really low weapon
Yeah.
skill.
6, 71, 81, 121.
Yep.
And against 5 it was the 48. So that's 7 success levels.
Okay, so you win by 2. So again, this creature swings its mighty weapon at you. Does that include the -2 success levels for him being large?
And being large.
No.
Okay, so it's
Even?
level.
And I get another one because I've got Shieldsman.
Oh, is that what that does? You son of a bitch.
Basically, if it comes to hitting me, I get another one. As many times as I have Shieldsman. But I've only got it once.
Okay, cool.
So-
Fair enough. So I need like some sort
And
of
you get
lightning
a-
bolt
you get a-
or
you get a
fireball.
advantage.
Or 6 for
I
me.
don't because it's a draw.
No, draw means no one.
But it's not a draw if you
Um,
get an
No,
extra-
basically it just means he doesn't hurt me.
Alright.
I don't
Now,
get a 6.
Roll these
Now.
ones. I want to see what happens.
The
Just
thing is,
not for the next one.
the
Just
thing
roll
is,
now, see what happens.
I'm not sure what happens to your advantage that you currently have.
23.
I couldn't roll
So
less than about 70.
they've just handed Roger the shit dice that they've been rolling.
He just rolled a 20, 22
And he's
or
just
something.
rolled
and
really-
rolled the rest.
Crogny watches over me,
I have
Manland!
to say, Roger, and he doesn't cheat. I've watched it.
He's a jammy
He
bastard.
just rolls really well. He's just a lucky git. Some people are lucky. They need to be killed.
I mean, I just rolled
by
a 5
Fimir.
on it now,
Yeah.
so I think you just
Okay,
rest.
so the first
I think
one
that's what it
doesn't
is.
hit you.
I'm not going back.
Do it.
But I'm
No,
not
not-
sure.
No, don't go back. Just
No,
roll.
you
See what
can't. No, you can't. It's
In
against
that
the rules.
instance,
The
I'm
ball
unsure
rules.
what
Oh
happens
yeah,
with
no.
advantage.
Hold on, you got 5 success levels, didn't
Yeah.
you? Sorry, I was on 121 and I rolled 48. So,
So you
101 with that, so it's still 5 success levels. So it's a draw. I didn't
So
need
it's
my
a-
Shieldsman.
So it's a draw.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to figure out whether that means we lose advantage. Whoever has advantage.
No idea.
I'm just having that. If you lose an opposed test, suffer any conditions or lose any wounds, you automatically lose all advantages.
Oh wow, if you lose a wound. Damn.
Further, should the combat end, all advantage you've gained is lost.
Makes sense.
Yes, fair enough. Lastly, if you've accrued no advantage for the round or end the round outnumbered, you lose 1 point.
So he'll lose 1 for ending the round outnumbered.
Okay.
Which makes sense because you're like sort of being sort of subdued
All
slightly.
right. And the second one, how did
The
that
second
go?
one, I haven't rolled yet, so I'm going for the second one. Okay, 13. That's a bit
That was
better.
the one I rolled the 1 for.
Okay. So for him, that's 4 success levels. You got like 12.
9 or something, yeah.
Okay, fine. He swings again and boom on the shield, blocked. Right, the one on Siegbert. Let's roll.
Nice.
I failed.
Go on, Siegbert. Bust it up. Oh,
Yeah,
are they remembering to take willpower tests?
Oh, okay. I'll make a
Yeah,
willpower
that's
test
it.
first. Sorry. 28. He actually passed that,
It's worth trying.
but I'll keep the roll I had before. 59.
1 degree
So I
success,
failed
I got-
by 2.
I got 1 degree success.
Okay.
So you gain
So-
advantage.
You gain
I
advantage.
got advantage.
Oh, hang on. Was that factoring in the minus 20?
No. Then
But you
I
had
failed.
1. Yeah, minus 2.
I had 2.
So you have
I had
minus...
2 advantage.
You had
so
1 success level.
Yeah.
Minus 2 success levels is minus 1.
Yeah.
I failed by 2, so you win by
Okay.
1, so
Yeah.
you do get advantage.
Oh.
There's a little bit of jiggery pokery with these sometimes, but it works out in the end. Right, and then the other one on Alvin.
Can you hit me?
He stepped in.
Is he allowed to?
Oh, that's a good point.
I would have thought so.
Is his willpower going to let him?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, you're talking about willpower,
Sorry.
not,
He's
not
rolling-
spear,
rolling
not
with it.
ninja spear.
No, me going around the houses to tell you need
Okay.
to make a willpower check.
No, he runs up to you and he goes, "Rawr!" and he goes, "Gah!"
Yeah.
Shocked suddenly. Sigmar! He sees something. Sigmar, scary!
His reflection in the shield.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. So he doesn't actually hit you.
He basically is like, it's all true, I'm really that ugly!
I've only got one eye. No one told me I've only got one eye. I thought all these idiots were one-eyed. Okay, let's go. You're attacking. 94.
So 94. 94. So,
14 point.
no, I've used
no, he
2.
doesn't. He doesn't need it.
I've used 2.
How many
have
do
you
you
got?
have?
3.
Oh,
You can keep that in case it's important.
Well, yeah, like when they kill
But if you lose, you'll lose all your advantage.
Yeah, so I am on 61, 71, 81, 91, minus 20.
No, why are you minusing 20?
Because
They're
they're
large
No,
enlarged.
that's if you
When he hits
defend
me.
Oh,
against
yeah.
them.
So that would mean
So you could use a fortune point to reduce that by 10 to pass, or re-roll it for a much better chance to get a good pass. Or you could just miss. Oh, do you want to see how many I fail by?
Well, because then I
Because
could
You
win.
you could actually-
you've just failed.
I've
yeah?
just failed,
So
yeah.
I could fail by 5 and you've
Yeah,
won
yeah.
by...
That still
Yeah, I
disturbs
could
me.
fail by like 4 success levels. There you go.
Okay, so I won.
So you won by 4.
So, I
So
get-
does he still hit him? I
Yeah.
don't know how. Okay.
It's still successful.
Yeah,
it's
you,
about...
can, you can fail by like 3, but if he fails by...
Yeah, he like falls on your blade. It's like...
Fair enough.
So my advantage goes up by 1.
Still
Yep.
weird to me.
I do
It
8.
is a little bit weird.
So I
It is a
do
little bit
8
It does
plus
speed it up though.
3, whatever it is. Whatever.
11.
Killier.
Yeah.
Yes, 11.
Kill you. I like that.
Okay, so...
And sometimes, just because
okay.
you're unlucky, they can be more unlucky.
Yeah.
You can go for a swing and they can dodge into the blade.
Yeah.
Which does happen.
Okay, so after Alvin, it's Siegbert.
This time I'm going to attack the guy.
Yes!
No more praying.
How many advantages have you got?
3.
Nice.
3.
I did an extra point of damage because of the +1 strength I got.
Okay,
So...
I
His
believe
praise
you.
are really
I
good.
believe you. I believe you. All the viewers don't, but I believe you.
I've been handed away.
8 degrees of success.
That's good.
You were worried about being ineffectual.
No.
Right, I'm going to roll to see what he does. Afimir's weapon skill is 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why
Even
we're
if you roll
busting him.
low, you can't.
I rolled 78. So I failed by 4 success levels. So you passed by
8.
8. So you've passed by 12 success levels.
Oh.
Pass by 12.
And don't forget your +10 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is 8 of 20. 20 points.
20 points of damage. Okay.
That's gonna
yeah,
stay.
plus one.
In the knee. No, actually, I don't know where it was. 3.
In the meat.
In the
Is that
arm.
what you just said?
in the knee, I said.
In the meat. Right in
No,
the
right
meat.
arm. Right arm.
Right arm. Okay.
You're favouring the arms.
You're
That willpower
so you're
really
fighting,
has,
and it goes
made
to
quite
block. It goes to parry you
Tracking.
with its weapon, but it just completely like slips. It trips on a loose rock on the ground, and its arm swings up, and you bring your hammer in a crushing blow into the kind of armpit area, and you feel a crunch, a snap, and things start to look saggy and full of blood suddenly. And its arm like comes back, and it's like,
Not it.
So it seems.
okay, Torvald. Right, let's see if I can do this. Hang on, no, hang on. It's fine.
Hey!
He's there. He's there. Look at that.
Right, come back this way along the wall.
Where are you going?
I'll move cautiously into the building,
Okay. One,
across the room.
You step
two.
on the
Okay,
feces.
there is feces all along that wall that Simon's finger is kind of broaching.
That's
it. Yeah.
nasty.
Oh, you got
Okay,
to
you
watch
step
that.
into the corridor.
No, I'm going to stop at the edge of the room and take a look into the corridor.
Okay, you look into the corridor.
We do the whole looking thing.
Lucky.
What you see is that at the end of the corridor, standing in front of a door, looks like he's strongly resisting the urge to run off and fight, is a Fimir.
With a crossbow bolt through its forehead.
Oh, there where all the pieces are in. Right, cool. Those Fimir pieces are a little bit dark. But anyway. So you just peek your head out and you see it there.
Yep.
What do you want to do? You going to shoot it with your crossbow or are you going to wait?
Pretty much fills the corridor. I mean, you can't miss him, can you?
Challenge.
He is large. You would have a +20 to hit him.
But then he might notice that you're there.
Yeah,
He
Probably.
He might notice.
He might.
probably notice.
Might.
Unless I hit him right in the eye.
Oh,
That would be
That'd do it.
impressive.
I have no idea how tempting it is to try and take a shot to the head. And aim for the eye. Try and blind him.
if you hit with a crit, that'd do it. You can't. Hold on, can you crit in there? Oh no, you roll again for location on a crit.
Yeah, you do, because you roll a double and a critical, so you have to roll again.
I will take the shot. I'll
Okay.
lean around the corner.
Okay, lean around the corner. And you fire.
With your tiny dice.
With your tiny numbers.
It takes some really... It's like, I'm going to have to check what they say.
Need a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An adjudicator to come in.
Have you not got one of those little things on the top of your glasses?
Yeah.
You know.
Watchmaker.
If you don't
yeah,
need it, definitely get one.
It's nearly 10:30. What time can people play till?
Yes.
Whatever.
No, well, that's kind of... Yeah.
10:30?
I would look after a baby tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or today.
Dude, I don't want to be that late. 'Cause
Sure.
she's not had particularly good sleep. And
Okay.
Well, that shot was... And this bonus for the size?
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
Plus 20, then I hit him.
Okay, cool. How bad did you hit him?
Where'd you hit him?
In the 57.
Whoa,
Body, I think.
So
that's
Yeah.
a dangerous zone to be hit.
Would you describe it as some kind of
haven't you?
danger zone?
I've got a tiny bit left. To get
Oh.
me home.
Crossbows are plus 9.
yes, and 2 success levels.
Oh, so 11 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You peek around the corner and toom, fire. The creature is, as said, pretty much filling the corridor in front of what you see now is a fairly sturdy door. And your crossbow bolt hits it in the
Chest.
chest. Above its large ornamental metal round belly plate. They look more ornamental than armour. And it sort of goes... "Ugh, ugh," and it's obviously now aware of your presence. Bagric.
I'm going to hit the one I hit before.
Okay.
What did you get?
Oh,
3?
dear.
6.
6?
Oh, God. Bloody hell.
It is a 6.
I've succeeded. I have succeeded with this Fimir. With 3 success levels.
Okay.
And you've got 400 success levels.
Succeeded 3 success levels.
111, so I got 10.
He's got plus 40 because he's outnumbering.
10 success levels.
10 success levels.
I've got 4 advantage. So
Okay, so you got 7. Okay, right. Well, you defended.
So
Oh no, you're attacking, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Boom.
15.
15 points of damage.
Is that the plus 10?
Oh, 16. Thank
16.
you. Okay, I'm too used to adding 8.
Where did you hit it?
60. That's body, I think.
Okay. So you whack it in the side, boom, sort of eye level for you, and blood just like fans out. This one
Up and over to
doesn't
Alvin.
somehow doesn't hit Alvin.
Oh my
strangely.
God.
Yeah, I know.
Something's going on.
And
Just spray the other Fimir.
it sprays the other Fimir. Yeah.
Who then sprays Alvin?
Who like pukes and vomits and spits all over Alvin. You put a massive wound in its side, and it is seriously in pain.
Is there a cap on advantage?
Well, I'm just looking at this. Options: limiting advantage.
I mean, that would make sense.
Some GMs prefer a more controlled combat environment that isn't so influenced by the whimsy of dice and luck. Otherwise known as duck. As advantage can swing
Or
wildly, or dick can swing wildly during the course of battle. Advantage is an upper level equal to each character's initiative bonus, or cap it at prearranged limits such as 2, 4, or more. 10 also works well, as you can easily track it with a D10. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If you're in a combat long enough to get 12 advantage, then well done. That's a lot of bad
Time
guys.
to get D20s.
And then you'll just be like chopping minions apart, which
Although
you
that
know,
would be quite cool against
yeah,
like a horde
bonus,
of goblins.
bonus.
exactly. You'd be like rah rah rah.
Okay,
Okay,
Horde
that's-
of goblins, you're probably doing it.
cinematically that does sound quite cool.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you've just hit it. It's my go. So what we're going to do is we'll do this, and then we'll round up for the night, and then we'll come back with a new initiative order next time.
Well,
So
it stays the same because we don't roll.
as in from the beginning. I don't
Okay.
mean roll it again. I mean from the beginning. So Fimir's on Bagric. First one
26.
misses by 1, even though he's outnumbering.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
pass.
you block that one, and the other one is successful.
Willpower?
Oh, well.
Oh yeah,
I'm assuming
willpower for
that's
the
once.
willpower for the, we'll assume the first one
okay,
passed.
right. So
So
now
six-
willpower roll. Here we
the
go.
second
Is
one.
that still going?
There's
Yeah.
2 rounds left in it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Okay.
Do you only do
He's
it
failed
once,
his
or is it
willpower
every-
roll.
I got
every-
failed his
it's got
willpower
6
roll.
rounds.
But
That is the best blessing.
But do you do it
Yeah.
once? Do you roll it? And if you pass it, you've passed it.
Oh, it's a good question.
I don't know.
Is it when you
well,
enter
you didn't
combat,
actually
or
roll
is it
for
every
them for
round
me.
of
No, I
combat?
didn't. That's a good point.
I
But
mean,
you would have thought if you'd have passed it, you passed it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
yeah,
read-
those 2
I'm-
didn't roll though because we
no,
forgot about
no,
it.
no, no.
Yeah, we forgot about it. It's
I don't
hard.
know.
It's
To be fair,
easy
you
to-
haven't actually rolled for it apart from when you've entered combat each time.
You-
Apart from
someone
for
you-
the 2 on me,
I mean,
forgot
it
about.
is a
was-
spell, so
Let's have a look.
it might be every turn. But
Oh, yeah, I
would
don't
thought-
know.
Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
but it
Let's see what
kind of
it's-
makes more sense. It's the same as fear in ways, right?
Yeah,
Like they have
What was it? Blessing of protection.
to. Yeah, protection. Yeah.
Oh, enemies must make an average plus 20 willpower test
Oh, okay.
to attack your target as shame wells within them for considering violence. If they fail, they must choose a different target or a different action. Okay, so plus 20, so he would pass on a plus 20.
Yeah, it's cool.
So,
And it
That's
is when
good.
you
Willpower
attack.
plus 20.
willpower plus 20. Yeah,
And it's
it's
when
when
you
you
attack.
attack. So it's every time.
Every time it's active.
You're like, oh. So it would. So
appreciate
it's going to
the
roll.
advantage.
So it's going to roll to attack you now.
Right.
It's their inner feeling of disgust
Passed.
of themselves.
Yeah,
Just.
because of course Famir are scared of.
How many success levels?
I rolled a 17.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
I need a bigger
So,
dice.
boom, boom, boom.
Is that both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, but now thing, so I go back down from 7 to 6
Yeah, because it's
because I lose
You're
one 'cause I'm
outnumbered.
outnumbered.
Yeah. Okay, so attack on Siegbert. Willpower roll. Passed. 18. Attack roll. Passed. Whoa. But not by enough to get a success level.
You got fortune points?
Yeah, I failed by 1, but I think
You get -2 success levels when you defend against a large creature.
But you do get your advantages.
Of 3.
Oh, I got 3 advantages.
But
Yeah,
you won last
so
time, so it should be 4.
Oh yeah.
So you get...
So you get plus 20 overall to your dice roll.
Okay.
So then I passed
61
by
would be. So it would only be 41.
1. Passed by 1.
In total.
One success
When,
level.
once it's balanced out.
Yeah.
Okay, which means that you get an advantage for winning defending. And your... Have you got a shield, or is it your
I've
weapon?
got a shield as well,
Okay,
actually, yeah.
so
doesn't that mean
boom.
actually...
Oh, you get
Plus
another
by
plus
2.
10, yeah.
So plus by 2.
Okay. Need to up the weapon skill of the monsters. Right, okay. Who have we got? One on Alvin. Okay, here we go. That missed. Failed willpower. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Failed willpower. Here goes. It's
always you.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
shiny
like cowering
shield
in
of
front
yours.
of you, and you're like, got this. You're like, what the hell's going on? But you feel like this warmth exuding from you. And then the other creature will charge Torvald.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
Which means I have advantage! Ha ha! Plus 10 on my 35 weapon skill.
No willpower.
No willpower on you either. Here we go. And I murdered Torvald in one hit.
Oh god, if it happens,
I rolled an 8. Okay.
Oh, actually, this might sting.
So that's from 4. So it's 3 success levels.
Right.
And remember, you get minus 20 because of the...
Yeah. Weapon skill.
Boom, boom.
With
And you
five.
get
Shake the
melee
room.
basic. Oh no, you're not using a shield. Hold on, have you got a shield or
Yes,
anything
I've got a
You've
shield.
just
Well, but I've got my
you just
crossbow.
fired a crossbow, so you haven't got a shield.
So dodge, I guess. Can you parry without? You can't parry surely without holding a melee weapon.
No, you yeah.
You just roll your defensive
You roll
weapon
your
skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got an advantage
Opposed.
for having shot him.
Yes. Go for it.
16.
Okay.
So
How many success
so
levels?
He's a
45,
dwarf. That's gotta be
55,
So
3.
3 minus 2 because he's large.
Yeah.
Boom. So you get 1.
1.
And I rolled an 8, so I got
2.
2 success levels.
So
So I won by 1.
so you lose.
So
your
I gain an
advantage.
advantage. You lose yours, and I hit you for 400 points of damage.
Oh!
No.
What is your railgun?
This is the point where, Torvald goes flying back out through the wall gap in the wall.
This is where you're glad you've got that.
I've snuck in.
Oh no, you don't have that. But you've got that.
Okay. Okay. So
Do you need a fear test?
you know what actually
I think you
happens? I have the damaging quality, and what that means is when I charge, I can pick either dice to be the success levels for my damage roll.
Wait, what?
It's a special.
All right, so
ability.
you can
And
like.
it's like a weapon thing. So if you had like a two-handed weapon,
Oh,
you
no,
charge
so
into
no,
combat.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm trying to get. So if you.
So I
want,
rolled
like,
a
9,
0-8.
So you can choose 8 for the damage instead of what?
The 1 success level
Oh, I
that
see,
just
okay.
got. So I got 8
8.
success levels for damage
Ow.
because I charged you. Oh. Ha ha! Kazoo! Here we go. Which means you take 16 points of damage minus your toughness and your armor on your 80, which is a leg.
On the leg.
So 4 armor.
4 armour, 4 toughness,
Oh god.
which means I'm
You
now...
take 8 wounds
Yes, I take 8 wounds, and I need to find on the sheet where the wounds are.
on the back.
Somewhere useful. I have 16 wounds.
Okay, so you take 8 wounds.
So half of them have just
Now,
vanished.
Fimir has a special rule. I can spend an advantage to hit you with my tail. And I'm going to give that a go. So, I spend that advantage I just gained from winning. So I'm still at 1 advantage because I charged. So I'm going to try and hit you with the tail.
So if you make another defense roll.
Yes, you make another opposed roll. So it's not like just a...
No, it's just I don't know how this
that
works.
would be harsh. Yeah. It's like a ranged attack. Oh, I rolled another 8! You can come and have a look at this. You can go and have a look at this.
Oh yeah, this one's gonna hurt.
You're gonna fortune
You've got
point it.
fortune points.
Yeah,
Hold on, can't you spend a point of resilience or something to go?
So you can spend a fate point to ignore all damage, but spending fate points is
Means
like
you
they're
lose it.
gone.
They're gone.
Oh
yeah,
no! What are resilience points?
It's
Oh, whatever
corruption.
it is.
It's corruption.
Okay, so
It's all corruption.
I was sorry, I can't remember what they do.
You can
now.
use them to ignore fear, I think. So
I'm just trying to remember what they
As
do.
I have two
Yeah.
fortune, I assume the fortune still regenerates at the
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
session.
yeah.
So you
Session,
can reroll.
session
Yeah, I
based.
might need to re-roll that one because that
Okay.
was in the 70s.
Oh dear.
Well, that was a grand total of an increase by 1 on the roll.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What'd you get?
That went from 72 to 73.
Oh dear. So how many success levels?
Based on before, that's a failure by 2.
He's gonna die.
Oh, hang on, no, failure by
One.
1,
But because he's large,
3.
3, and I passed by 2, so that's 5. And his tail's not as damaging, so that's 12 points of damage that you take.
Okay,
So
so
Minus
4 more.
your 8, so you
Okay.
take 4 more.
4. So, yeah.
So he hits you with the axe, and as he does, there's like a flash of like excitement in his eye, and suddenly, whoosh, the tail comes round, and you're like startled, and it cracks you in the same location, in fact, in the leg, and you're like, serious pain.
I'm assuming we hear that.
You're in the throng. There's
no.
massive battle going on around you. You don't hear that.
Yeah, I don't. You did.
To be fair, actually, probably I wouldn't. Not with my helmet on
No.
and 2 Famir in front of me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Excellent. So, with Torvald in one-on-one combat with a Fimir and not looking very, very good, and the others all backing each other up and being handy in combat, we will end the episode there. So, thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed that combat battle mat session. I'm going to switch back to the standard thing. There we go. So, thank you very much for joining us. That was episode 2, really 3, but 2, of Flint and Steel. Please don't forget to go and check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. We've got a Discord where you can come and talk to the guys if they all get on there to talk to people. We also have our Patreon, so please go and check that out. Everyone who helps us to get new equipment, new gear, makes it better for everybody else. We've got communal goals. We've redesigning the D&D dungeon themed character sheet as we speak, so that's begun. Which is there's a layout change and there's some stuff going on. If we get to 20 patrons, we will do the mini monthly module, and the first one will be the map that you've seen on this episode, the
a
abandoned
wicked map.
tavern.
It is very cool.
And if we get to 25 patrons, we're going to try and do 2 shows a week. Now, I have some people who are interested in recording card games and other games in the studio on a day when I necessarily can't make it, when I need to look after Lars. But I could set them up, leave them recording, and then come back when they're done. So, hopefully we're going to get to a stage where we get more content on the channel, role-playing, card games, board games, maybe a bit of Necromunda as well. Talking to some people who are doing a Necromunda campaign, and maybe that might get on the channel too. So, you never know. Hopefully Garblag Games in 2019 will be expanding and doing all more kinds of things. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for a good session today. And we will see you next time on Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel! Bye-bye!